are definitely going live right now to Facebook, like I teach so many of my students and friends to crush it on camera. My radio show starts in just a few minutes. If you've ever joined me before, you know that that couple of minute jitters, even though I do this for a living, there's still that moment where you're like, oh, I got to get everything right. I have to make sure that everybody's ready to go. There's people in my background waving at me. It's so always exciting when you go live. What I'm doing right now, actually, I'm looking on Facebook to find you guys. There's 15 people right now. Mwah, say hi. I can actually see your comments. Can I respond to them? Happening now. I love this. We got 18 people from all around the world. Your job right now is to ask me questions, say hi, participate in my world, and let's make everything a little bigger, better, more interesting. I don't see a single comment. There you go. Sun, Sea, Moon, you win for today. How are you? Literally, you can talk to me. You can say anything that you want. We are going live. I've got some amazing guests on my radio show. Christian, my baby. This is why I can't talk to you. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning. I have a whole weird time schedule. LaurieAnn, tell me what you were up to, girl. I love being able to see this. I should move this over just a little bit so I don't have to keep looking off screen to find you guys. Miss LaurieAnn, wonderful producer. UMass. Guys, ask me questions. Say hi. My guests today are pretty well known. Jennifer, I just asked you for your email. I love that you guys can see this. What an awesome background. Yeah, hanging out in New York City. I don't even know what city we're in. What city am I? Don't tell anybody. We are playing around with some fun backgrounds and green screens and teaching people to really communicate through this camera lens. Mr. Howard, hi. Do you just love that you can actually do this live and that there will be, in fact, there'll be thousands of people. By the time this broadcast goes out to the entire world, at the end of the day, there'll be about 5,000 people who have had a chance to say hi. So here's my first question. I've been playing this game forever. You guys know that, the what do you want game. What if it were true? So why don't you ask me or say something that you want? What do you want? Write it in the chat, because it turns out that I am the new Wizardess of Oz. Right. I mean, you know what that means? It means I can actually make things come true. Ask me a question, tell me what you want, and let's see if we can't conspire as a group to make it come true. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? All right, I've got a couple of great guests. I've got LaurieAnn and Blake Newbar on the show today. We'll be starting in about 4 minutes, but right now I heard you're doing an amazing new breakthrough in August. I added a class. Christian, let me share something with you. Every class that we do, whatever business level it is, people seem to start crying in front of me. Even on some of the summits I've been on, it's been blessed. Jennifer wants the gold buzzer. That's actually very doable. I'm going to start giving out gold buzzers with like raining down on some of my amazing breakthroughs. We've got a gentleman who started my business training 2 days ago. He's on a mission now to lose 30 pounds, not even really part of what we're doing. But again, you tell me what you want. I'll just make it happen. How does that sound? So what do you want? Good morning, gorgeous. Larry, thank you. That's very sweet. Golden buzzer, franchise my business. Jennifer, be more specific. Miss Jennifer Houston, don't just say that. Say what your business is. Say how we can help you. You'd be surprised. When you've got 1 million people in your network, you can make amazing things happen very quickly. I'm not hearing my producers though. Producers, can I hear you guys?
Hey, Forbes, how you doing today?
I am on fire, already in mid-conversation with thousands of people from around the world.
I see that.
Can you guys see me, by the way? Or can you just hear us?
Nope, I can see you.
Oh, there you go.
I can see
you. That works. I'm digging the new background, the new outfit. Barry Stocks. What a great name. B-E-R-I-E. My son's middle name is Barry, B-A-R-I, after my dad. Somehow in my culture, we have to name our children after people who've passed away. And sadly, when my children showed up, both my parents had passed away. But I just couldn't imagine calling my kids my parents' names. So I made them kind of cool, but B-E-R-I is a name I've never seen. Wayne Smith says, how are you? You can always tell me that I look amazing. That's probably my favorite word in the world. Don't always feel amazing, gotta tell you. I God bless makeup and lots of water. And spin gym, can't forget my spin gym. I never go anywhere without this thing. I'm gonna wind it up for you guys, and I'm actually teaching class again. If you can do this at your desk, what a cool visual that is, right? I know. All right, I actually have to turn that just a little bit to make that work. Right, there you go. Ooh. All right, so hello, darling. Regina, hello, darling, how are you? As you feel kind of elegant in my penthouse apartment suite, yes, if you guys only knew. All right, who else? Jennifer Houston. The Color Express is my business. Jennifer, keep going. I don't know what the Color Express is, and I don't want to click on the link right now. It's a mobile art instruction for kids. All right, well, that you're getting closer, because what you haven't actually said is, how can we help you? I just got my pink spin gym. I am freaking love, Jennifer, thank you. I freaking love this thing. We have here with Spin Gym, the only fitness product that you can do on a Zoom call, right? I'm not going to go stand on my treadmill desk. I'm not going to go jump up and down on a trampoline kind of out of frame. I'm going to do this. My goal right now is for everybody who chooses to be on Zoom to have one. All right, are we ready to start our show?
Yep, we got about 30 seconds.
Good, I'm going to keep talking. So Jennifer, I've got two Jennifers. Jennifer Houston is trying to conduct, this is a great avenue for pitch class, by the way. You have to understand how to pitch at all times. So I'm going to write that down there. Come to pitch class on Sunday, PITCH, Pitch Secrets. It is not a webinar. It is definitely a master class. I have people come back week after week, master class, but I have also people who graduate on to amazing other things. And Tyler is in the house. Let me tell you something. Tyler is a graduate of all my craziness, and he is a huge testament to, if you hang out with me long enough, miracles happen. They just freaking do.
Entrepreneur and renowned health and fitness. Welcome to the Forbes Factor, featuring celebrity TV host, million-dollar entrepreneur and renowned health and fitness superstar, Forbes Riley. A familiar face from TV, as well as one of today's most sought-after female motivational speakers today. You'll connect with some of the top experts in health and fitness, business and personal development, as well as some surprise celebrities, all sharing their insight, tips, and tricks to finding true happiness. Now, here's your host, Forbes Riley.
You know, that just never gets old. I just love when somebody can announce who you are, la, 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 and here is Forbes Riley. Somebody asked me the other day, what is it like to wake up and be Forbes Riley? And I thought that was the most precious comment I've ever heard, because I used to walk around, true story, going, wow, what do you think Jesus woke up every morning and go, I'm Jesus, I'm so cool. Or Oprah goes, hey, you know, I'm Oprah. Anyway, I just think that it's probably an interesting conversation when you attain a certain level of recognizability. I don't really think about it, actually. I actually wake up every morning, and I teach this, by the way. What question do you wake up with every morning in your head? And if it's not a good question, you're bound to have a bad day. You know, seriously, what did you wake up this morning and say to yourself? So I've got a couple hundred people on Facebook right now, also on Instagram, all playing along at the same time. Jennifer can't stay for the whole show. You don't need to stay for the whole show, my darling. I appreciate that you've tuned in at all via Facebook. And yes, we do have Mastermind tonight. The show is sponsored by www.ForbesRileyMastermind.com. Every Wednesday night, on the same day I do my show, I then have this forum, this platform that's attracted hundreds and hundreds of people from around the globe. And for about an hour, hour and a half, we share ideas, we trade resources, you get access to the vault. It's $5.70, I think, to join per class. And it's an amazing place to gather, because I don't know if you noticed, this is a bit of a one-sided conversation here. I'm the host of the show. When we mastermind, we actually pick out of an application, one person to focus on their business. So just as a couple of people are writing right now that they want some help with their business, we're here. We have amazing resources, connections, and if we can help you, show up. So Miss Martina, all the way from PR, I've been using my Spin Gym at my desk. You know, that's the other sponsor of everything that I do. And if you don't know what this is, whether it comes in pink or green or black or silver, it is called a Spin Gym. It is my fitness product that I created about 11 years ago. I've sold over 2 million of these things. It's not a resistance band. It's not a dumbbell. And see my little Zoom frame? You can do it here. You can actually work your biceps, your triceps, elevate your heart rate. But the most important thing is get your heart moving. Are you sitting behind a Zoom camera? Are you sitting on your phone all day, every day now? I get it. I get it. There's a thing called lockdown. I actually don't want to go to the gym. I'm a little fearful of the gym, and it freaks me out whenever I can't work out with a mask on. Now, I was going to do this broadcast, by the way, with a mask on, just to prove how kind of, but I don't think that would look silly, right? That's kind of weird. Yeah, we don't need that. Just kidding. I don't understand what to make of all of this. All I know is that it has given me an opportunity to reflect on what I'm doing on the planet, how best to help you. I love Zoom. I love Facebook. I love that I can talk to you all around the world and not have to get on an airplane. Do you know how many airplane miles I would log per year? that was probably not healthy for me. The stress of actually flying, of eating bad food. I'm always stressed about packing and unpacking in hotel rooms. I've done that for almost 15 years of my life. And before all this happened, there was no end in sight for that. It was getting bigger and more creative and exhausting. Well, now I take long, luxurious baths. I hang out with my daughter who's in the other room. We've built a business together in 5 weeks. 5 weeks, we have grossed more money than she and I have ever made before doing any other business. Because the truth is, the times are different. And if you change, if you shift, you can win this game. But it comes down to understanding who you are. So on today's show, I've got 2 amazing guests. And I continue to do this. If you guys want to join us tonight, come to Forbes Riley Mastermind. If you want to learn the secret of pitching, pitching is not selling. Pitching is enrolling. Pitching is getting you to come to my show, come to the class, give money, say hi, get a date, whatever it is to enroll somebody. That happens when you are confident, know who you're talking to, know why you're saying things. You get your message together and you get anything you want, which, by the way, scares most people. This is the crazy part of it. And it's a little bit sad for me to witness. When I ask people what their dream is, when I ask you what your dream is, if it doesn't make your palms sweat, it's not a dream. I'll ask people and they'll say, oh, well, I just want to help a lot of people and, leave a legacy. And I'm thinking, okay, and that's a dream? I want my business to do blah, blah, blah. Guys, dream. Do you want to live on a house on the beach? Walk out on the beach in the morning with a fully paid house and a gorgeous car out front and a beautiful mate lying in bed next to you. Just luxuriate in how beautiful your dream could be. My daughter's got a new book coming out called Every Company Needs a Kid. You know why? Because we adults, we forgot about imagination. We literally forgot what it was like to pretend. Now, as an actress, I've been doing that my whole life, pretending to be other people, pretending to live different lives. Well, I will tell you, that's manifested into something amazing. So I'm going to look at some comments right now. Christian says, join pitch class. Christian has transformed his entire life. This is a young man who, when I met him, had a dark cloud hanging over his head. He'd had almost $1 million stolen by people he trusted. That sound familiar? And he didn't think that with his accent, he's from Peru, that he could move forward. Well, we instilled in him, we changed his mindset. When this man now shows up in a room, you can't not notice him. There's an air about him. He went through my 6-week training called OPP, and I will tell you, he is an absolute star graduate. He created hats that say I Forbes did. I mean, I'm so excited. So if you're stuck where you are, keep listening. We got a lot of amazing people. My inner circle right here on Facebook is free. It's free to join, but you do have to apply. You do have to answer the questions. We don't want just anybody in there. We're kind of crazy about that. So I've got 2 amazing guests, and I'm going to introduce my first one. She is a very special woman, and I have grown to know and admire her recently, but she'll freak you out. She's got a skill that's actually kind of weird. You got to go, how does this work? She's a handwriting analyst. No, literally, she'll look at your signature and tell you about your life. And she creeps me out all the time, and in a good way. She actually looked, right, I have my signature everywhere, okay? See, on one of my books, there's my signature, right? So she looked at my signature. She's going to tell us a little about this. See that B right there? How I didn't close the B? She didn't know me. And she literally says, you have a lot of unopened projects going on. Now, I guess you could have guessed that, but no, close the B. So now I got to go back and redo my graphics to close the B. But she will tell you how to get a better mate, what your customers are like, all kind of inside information. Please welcome to the stage, Miss LaurieAnn Campbell. Give her a big round of applause. Woo! LaurieAnn, unmute yourself and say hi, my girl.
Hi there. Wonderful to be here. Thank you so much, Forbes.
Okay, number one, where you are rocks. That you went from wanting to just get on the show to being a major part of my life. Tell everybody who you are and how this all began.
Okay, so I am LaurieAnn, and right now I reside in Milton, Ontario, Canada. And I am a certified master's handwriting analyst, actually the first one in Canada. Pretty excited about that. And where did it all begin? I was 9 years old, found some books, and from there it just became a passion. And then I found a university and managed to get certified and then master certified. So really exciting. And there's so much about handwriting. I mean, it is basically you're talking from your brain to your fingers, and so you can't lie.
So let me start with, why is this important to you? Why is this thing that you do so important?
It's important to me because there's so many different facets that you can use this in. In my particular case, that's how I hired my nannies, and that's really important because my children are so important to me. And you want to make sure that you've got the right characters that are around you. And it also helps you in sales or when you're counseling, because you get to know the people that are around you. And even if they're not going to tell you who they are, you actually get to know who they are.
Actually, I've got a whole bunch of people listening. We got about 1.7 million fans on my Facebook. Amy just writes, "Oh, I need to talk to LaurieAnn." So let's start with, let's put in place a belief that your handwriting does speak volumes about you. So I don't really care whether you believe it or not listening to this. She does, I do. And let's go down this path, because it really is about how your brain talks to your mouth. That's my specialty. She's talking about how your brain talks to your hand. So you sign your name. What kind of things can you tell from someone's handwriting?
So many things. The first thing is that we call it the 5 hell traits. You can find out if there are liars, and then if they are self-castigating, so forth.
Wait. You can tell if somebody's lying from their signature?
You can tell if someone's lying from their signature. You can tell if they're liars. You can tell if their self-esteem is high or low.
Okay, wait. Stop right there. Okay, I need to know what I'm looking for right now. Can't go any further. What do you see when you're looking at somebody's handwriting? What's the indicator that they're a liar?
Double loop O.
Okay, that is like the biggest takeaway for right now. Double loop O. If somebody does that, they're lying. That's weird. Is that always true?
It is always true. I've never seen it to be wrong. And in all fairness, you look at lawyers might have those double O's, so it's not always a negative. Sometimes it's a requirement in the profession. So sometimes you don't want them to change it because it might be detrimental.
Lawyers, what do you expect? Now, wait a second. Do me a favor. Can you draw that out so we can see this on Facebook when you say a double O? Because actually, I've got like 5 people now want their handwriting analyzed. And my next guest is going to go, wait a second, how did she get to be more interesting than me? No, just kidding. We'll be bringing Blake up in a few minutes. But I want to go down this road for real. I've known Laurie for a while. I've never asked her to do this part. Hey, Thomas and Amy, watch this. Okay, so hold that up to the camera pretty steady so we can see this.
Let me see if I can do that. That's a double looped O.
Really? Okay. That's interesting. Now, if you don't have an O in your name, make somebody write "I love you." Now, Amy says she can't stand her handwriting. It keeps her from journaling. So, Laurie, what do you suggest for some? We don't write anymore. They don't teach cursive in school anymore. So when somebody does sign something that's so fascinating, how can we be in a society where they don't teach handwriting?
This is an issue. I think they're coming back to it, though. They're realizing that there is an importance to it, and it's very healthy. It doesn't matter what your writing looks like. And in fact, a lot of people go, oh, I don't want to do my handwriting analysis because my handwriting is so ugly. I don't care. It's what's in the shape of the letters. And so the actual visual of the handwriting has nothing to do with handwriting analysis. However, it is important to just keep writing. It doesn't matter what your handwriting looks like. Don't worry about it. But you have to look at, if you have double O's or if you've got a T-bar that's too low, lift it up. That means you've got low self-esteem.
Okay, so, I have a whole bunch of questions. I'm sorry, you went down the list of things. I got stuck on liars because I have teenagers and I want them to write like "I love you, mommy" right now to see how their O's look. All right, but liars, what else can you tell from handwriting?
So you can tell, again, like I said, you can tell self-esteem. You can tell if somebody's had some issues in the past. Quite often, if you see somebody who has signed something and it goes back across their name,
yes,
it means that they're not happy with something in their life. You always should be going forward and never cross over your name, because we know that a name is one of the most important things to people. So if you're doing that, you're actually putting yourself down.
I'm going to challenge you guys right now. Sign something. I'm going to see, because I think I go, okay, no, I go forward. That's funny. My Y goes forward. Literally, sign your name and see if you can play along here. My signature now, though, has become pretty illegible. You know, it's funny. I went to my very first bank that I think I opened my account when I was 8 years old, and they wouldn't give me my money because back then I had really big round letters. And I'm like, they're like, the signatures don't match. I'm like, it was 50 years ago. What the heck are you talking about? So what does it mean if your signature is illegible?
Usually means that you're just trying to hide your your persona, who you are, if it's legible. It's really important if you're going to be successful, particularly out there in the world. You want a signature that's legible, because it's also making people feel that you're deceitful towards them if you're not showing who you truly are.
Not that I'm just in a hurry and have OCD and ADD and shit. All right, so now I got to work on making the letters work. Okay, how about if you put a little heart over your eye? Are you just, what's that mean?
Oh, that just means that you want to be unique.
All right, well, I get that. How about a Y in your name? What kind of things can you tell from a Y?
Oh, so many things in a Y. You can show whether they're physically active or not, whether they're somebody who likes to be on their own, independent. So if there's a big loop, it means they're very physically, there's a lot of physical desire. If it's a straight Y down, it means that you like your independence and you like your time alone. And there's like a bazillion. The Y is one of the biggest letters that you can find so much in.
Are you guys like all kind of signing things right now and trying to figure this out? Because I got to tell you. All right, so Laura writes, can you tell if someone is left or right-handed? No, you can't tell that. I used to go back over my name a lot. Wayne's saying there were no more scribble signatures. My audience is blowing up over this. They're kind of freaking out. It's fascinating to me that you chose to do this. Not a lot of people do what you do. Let's talk about the uses for that, because as a business entrepreneur, how do you use it with people? Do you have their customers sign something and then you read that, or do you partners? What do you recommend for entrepreneurs when they work with you?
Okay, so like I said, there's so many different directions you can go. But if you're working with someone, let's say you're taking on a partner and you're not sure about it, it's really good to have both of your handwriting analysis done so that you find your compatibility. You can do this also with dates. If you're dating someone, you're not sure about them, compatibility reports.
Find something and send it to Laura going, what do you think about him?
Yeah, exactly. And it's true, because you don't want those traits that are negative from somebody, and no one's going to tell you who they truly are, but handwriting can't lie.
All right, so there's two ways to do this about the other person, but can you change some of the things you just said? Like you told me to close my B. Can you change your life by changing the letters in your signature or in your handwriting?
Absolutely, you can, and it's not easy to do, trust me. I mean, I had to raise my T-bars because I had mid self-esteem. I wanted to increase it. And I still go back now and again, and I have to correct myself, but it does make a difference in your mindset. It's just amazing.
Is it different if it's just a signature or it's an entire paragraph, like you're journaling and go through that? What do you prefer to analyze?
I prefer a longer format because I get more letters in it. A signature really only gives you a snippet of what you are actually showing to the world, who you are, whereas your handwriting is more specific to your character.
What's the most important thing you want my listeners to know? There's a lot of people listening and watching this show right now.
Most important thing I think is ultimately, like I said, if you're going to get into any sort of relationship, even with a customer or a client, it's valuable to know this. There are courses that I provide and very reasonable, and you can actually learn yourself how to at least have the basis of knowledge of this to be able to put it into so many aspects of your life.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Laurie's courses, how you can figure out how you can actually make your life better, your relationships better, your business better, all by your handwriting. Let me tell you something, that's the least thing that you should be taking action on right now. Well, actually right now you need to go listen to my sponsors, because that's who keeps us alive on the show. To all my producers out there in Arizona, I want to say a big thank you guys for staying through the entire COVID and never giving up on all of us, because getting these messages out are so important. You guys are listening to the Forbes Factor. We focus on health, wealth, and happiness. Don't go away.
All clear.
All right. Well, that was, and by the way, we're still live on Facebook, so don't do anything crazy. Don't take your clothes off. I love your background. What is to the right of you? Is that a light bulb? What is the energy there on your right?
On my right,
Yes.
is my window.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a curved shaped window. That's how it's appearing. It's kind
Yes.
of sexy light. Hey, Blake, come on in and say hi.
Hey, Forbes.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, good. I'm so glad that Carly and the team got you.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm honored.
So I'm glad that you came on in the beginning. Actually, I like to keep my panel on the show. So Blake has actually helped a lot of entrepreneurs. He's a fascinating man. We're going to learn more about how he's raised millions of dollars, how he's worked with sharks from Shark Tank. We're going to get into all that in just a minute. What do you think of Laurie right now? Remember, we're still on air, so anything you can talk about in terms of her business model, what do you think?
Yeah, well, first off, that's absolutely amazing because I just learned I'm not a liar, which is good. And I think my self-esteem is pretty on par. So I never knew any of that stuff, to be honest. But yeah, like what I do is I help people, take their message like that and get it out to the world using sales funnels and digital products. So there's a lot you can really do with that. We just have to explore that further.
Well, and that's part of why you're on this show together also with Laurie. She's one of my students. Hey, Blake, do me a favor, pop me an email in the chat so that we can talk offline.
Okay, we'll do.
Because we've exploded. It's been an interesting, and we'll get into how this whole thing happens. But actually, when we
Coming
come
back in
to
20
the actual
seconds.
show, we'd love you to ask, when we get back to the panel part, you guys to talk as well, back and forth. I'm sure you have a question for her. Hey, Laurie, when we come back, how people can find you. And Blake, that's pretty easy. I like that. Blake, what's one thing that you learned about your handwriting so far?
I'm not a liar.
Not a liar. You know what? That's a good start.
You are listening to the Forbes Factor. To call in with a question or comment, please call 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. Or send an email to Forbes@ForbesRiley.com. Now back to the show. Here's Forbes Riley.
Hey, Ms. LaurieAnn, we are talking about the genius of handwriting, what it says to you about you. It'll say about your partners, your love relationships, and how you can change your entire life. How do people connect with you best?
Well, probably the easiest one, and it doesn't speak too much to the handwriting, is IamThatGal.com.
All right, so tell us what that stands for.
Someone said you're the handwriting gal, so I said I am that gal, so it's easy to remember. IamThatGal.com. And by email at LaurieAnn at IamThatGal.com as well. And I do have a site as well, handwritingspeaksvolumes.com. If you want to go there, there's some information.
And you've really taken to, and people should really connect with you. You're very one of a kind. And as we're all evolving as entrepreneurs, trying to figure out where we're best, what we're strongest in, this is one of the easiest things because we all have the ability to handwrite. And if and I don't care if you believe it or not, go for it. It's kind of an interesting concept to just trust that Laurie's a very smart woman who's devoted her whole life to this. Uncovered. Are your clients like blown away about what you can tell about them?
Yes, and there are some people obviously who don't believe in it. So I tell them, I said, write something and I'm going to prove to you that this works. And so I have a 95% success rate. The only other 5% I always say is because some people, their O's are self-deceiving. So they won't actually admit to some of the issues.
Well, you must have spent a lot of time. There's a lot of options of things. How long did it take to get as good as you are at this?
I would say that this year is where I've gotten to the best, because when I got my master's, you can also see, you learn a little bit more too, that you can actually see in people's handwriting some of their pains and aches, their physical conditions.
Oh, that's interesting too. Now you did something crazy. You took a little leap of faith and said, maybe I should train with Forbes Riley.
I did.
I know, that's kind of crazy. So you've gone through some of my training. Most recently, you did Crush It on Camera.
Yes.
We're actually dealing with right now, and you're doing great. Your background looks amazing. You are stunning, and you're actually kind of matched on some wonderful level. You look insanely professional. You are phenomenally coachable. Tell everybody who's listening what that experience was like working with me directly.
Oh, it was really fantastic. It's in so many ways. When you're saying Crush It on Camera, it wasn't just getting out there. I mean, I had done a lot of Facebook Lives, but then I realized, wait a minute, there are things that I'm missing in this, how I'm engaging. And even as far as even giving me some ideas of, what is your website? Like, what is that? Like, it doesn't reflect your professionalism. All of those things that I've learned were amazing. But one of the biggest things too, Forbes, I think what I love about it is you build a community and, friendships, and we work together. So, and it's so interactive. It's been wonderful. Meeting those other ladies have been just fantastic. They're all so wonderful. And they're so excited too, because you're so upbeat and everything. It just keeps us there.
That is the thing that COVID has allowed me to do, is to dive into and forward into people. I'm a very private person who spent a lot of time in front of the camera. Usually I'm the only one in front of the camera. There's an entire crew back there, and I'm being the spokesperson or on home shopping. And it's kind of a lonely, weird little world. I have my family. And all of a sudden I said, what if I turn my direction towards other people? One of the things that Laurie's talking about is on Facebook, my inner circle. Like I said, it's free to join. Unbelievably supportive. You post, you comment, you share, and I will tell you, no need to be alone anymore. I've got a very eclectic group of people, entrepreneurs, wildly successful people. You know, the creator of Constant Contact is there. The creator of Pictionary is there. Some of my celebrities are there. And then everybody else who's like, you know what, I just want to participate. The more you put in, the more you seem to get out. So I want to applaud you for taking that leap of faith. Is there a last thing that you might want to say about what you do and how it can help people listening right now?
Okay, there's, like I said, there's so many different aspects of it. I think it's really important, particularly I would say coaches and therapists to, it gives them a much deeper insight as to what they're going to be going through with their clients ahead of time. But to everything, like I said, to dating, to hiring a nanny, whatever the case, it doesn't lie to you. Even hiring somebody to work for you, you don't want someone with a why that goes down because it means they have fear of failure. You don't want somebody like that to be working for you. So,
all right. So I will tell you, here's what you've generated just being on the program. Now, one of the things that I teach in my world is if you can crush it on camera, which Laurie is obviously doing, she's engaging, exciting, and enrolling all of you. So you need to go actually to my Facebook because I got questions like, Amy's like, love Inner Circle. Wayne says, can handwriting analyze spiritual path stuff? Amy's like, do you have a tool to transform your handwriting? We've got about 70 comments and questions. So I'm going to urge you when this is over to go over there and answer them, stay engaged, and congratulations. That's what you set out when you're on someone else's podcast or their radio show. That's the thing that I now teach at my highest level called OPP. How do you leverage other people's platforms? Now, my next guest is probably an expert when it comes to creating some of these platforms, engaging people. Let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Blake Newbar. Woo, Mr. Blake!
Hey, Forbes, thanks for having me.
Oh, baby, you are welcome. You know, did we first meet at 10X? Is that where we first connected?
Yeah, I actually think you connected with my girlfriend. And you guys have been having some conversations back and forth. So it's a small world.
Wait, who's your girlfriend?
Her name's Mandy Damsel.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, small world. But yeah, when I heard Forbes Riley, I'm like, Forbes is awesome.
Oh, thank you. You can't say that enough. But hey, speaking of awesome, for those of you who don't know, look to the screen on your left and you're going to see what's called a 2 Comma Club Award. I know what that is. That means, Laurie, that using funnels, this man has made more than $1 million.
We actually just got another one in the mail.
Oh, whatever.
Which is the cooler one.
Oh, wow. Okay, wait, don't go so fast. Explain what that one is.
This is, so it's been a humbling experience. This is the one for generating 10 million with a funnel.
Okay. So do you know who my daughter is, right? McKenna Riley. Actually,
yeah.
Russell shouted her out. She just crossed over good 6 figures.
That's so amazing.
Right. So we're kind of going, wow, this really does work. It's so wild. She's built funnels forever, but we've never generated that kind of money. What is the secret? I'm going to get into who you are in a minute, but right now I want to know how we can do what you do. What's the secret to building that kind of a system, do you think?
Oh gosh, there's a lot goes into. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to be able to present a truly new opportunity that's going to help people get out. It's going to provide a solution that people are looking for from whether it's any type of pain they're in or they're just looking for something. You truly need to present a new opportunity that has that solution. And, sky's the limit when it comes to it. If you actually solve real problems, you're going to be rewarded for it.
Okay. So the nature of one of your biggest funnels, what was the solution that you were providing?
So the solution was we were actually in the wealth space, and we were teaching people with this particular funnel, we were teaching people how to generate full-time income leveraging Airbnb.
Which is pretty spectacular. And that really is, when I first heard you talk about this, it was just genius concept. It's like, wow. Can anybody do what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I started 3 years ago and I knew nothing. I didn't know anything about funnels or marketing or messaging or creating products, none of this stuff. And, today you fast forward, I've been fortunate enough, to create an entire career out of it and achieve the freedom I've kind of been after. So yeah, anyone can absolutely do this. If you just put your mind to anything, it's possible.
So what's the most important thing you need to learn?
I think mindset, honestly.
Ooh, right.
Yeah, like the one thing that I kind of disregarded, I'll be honest, when I would hear mindset, I'd be like, mindset, it was always this vague thing to me. And then when you realize as you're starting something new, mindset is the best asset you could ever have, because it's what's going to carry you through the entire journey of hiccups and roadblocks and all these things that are telling you to quit and give up. Your mindset is what keeps pushing you forward. So I actually attribute a lot of success to mindset. As maybe cliche as that sounds, it's probably one of the most important things in anything you do in life, is having the right mental space and clarity to be able to push through all the hardships.
All right, so McKenna now on Thursday night is actually teaching people how to build funnels. How valuable has this funnel building system been for you?
Valuable. I mean, it's one thing beautiful about funnels and digital products, and what I specialize in is the fact that you can build it once and it becomes this perpetuity, right? It's not like you're constantly trading time for money, which is something I wanted to escape so desperately bad. It wasn't for me. And when I landed into the world of launching digital products and using a funnel to communicate that, it's pretty amazing, because for the first time ever, I stopped trading time for money, and I actually got to build something once, and it just generated revenue as long as it was available. So that's kind of the most powerful thing behind it all, is that you get to do it one time. If you're able to put in just a little bit of work one time, you can change your entire future forever.
So I have a whole bunch of my students watching. Actually, on the 27th, we've all signed up to take Russell's One Funnel Away Challenge.
Yeah.
Have you gone through that?
Yeah, One Funnel Away Challenge is absolutely amazing.
Right. And I need you to say that to everybody, that they're in. I mean, it's $100. It's not a big investment.
Sure.
But I'm looking at a $1 million and $10 million thing on the other side of that. So you've gone through the program?
I've gone through the program just because I love to go through. One Funnel Away Challenge wasn't around when I got started, but just because it's Russell Brunson, he's a great mentor of mine. I buy his products, right? And what I can say about One Funnel Away Challenge is, if you're just getting started online, right? If you're looking for a way to learn a little bit more about internet marketing and funnels and creating products and messages and things like that, the One Funnel Away Challenge is I would call it a great first thing to do, to kind of get that foundation level knowledge, so that you can then build upon that and start creating the empire that you're after.
I am very excited to hear that, because like I said, as a group, one of the things that I need in today's day and age is I need accountability. So I've gone through it once, but now I'm going to take my entire team through it. And they're new to funnels, but they all have great products. Like LaurieAnn is one of my students. And what do you think of her product, by the way?
I thought it was great. I think it's really cool, actually. Like I'm always keen to new things like that like aren't these like mainstream things particularly, but it's like, it's got this cool concept. So there's a lot of psychology, LaurieAnn, in what you do. It's actually pretty amazing, because I think I just learned more about myself than I knew with how I write than I probably ever knew in my entire life.
Isn't that funny? And since we're talking about how important mindset is, one, if you can change your letters a little bit and shift your mindset, just raising the bar in your T's. I'm like going, that's an interesting concept, because I understand how the brain works. You start to do a little bit of rewiring, everything does change. All right, so
Absolutely.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Mr. Blake, tell
Sure.
us, where'd you come from? Who are you, and how'd you get on into all of this?
Yes. So my name is Blake Newbar. I got into the world of funnels probably about 3 years ago, but my actual story, unbeknownst to me at the time, began back in college. I didn't know. Okay. So I knew nothing about products, none of this stuff, but I was in college one day, and my business partner and I, we were cramming for an exam like we do as students. We were just like trying to get all this information in our heads. And we looked at each other and we're like, this is a miserable way to study information. It was terrible. So we had this crazy idea, and we took all of the information in a study guide, all that text and stuff, and we transformed it into visual information, mnemonic devices, videos, animations, all these cool things. And we launched a WordPress site and charged like $5. And we had this brand new digital product up. So I was like, oh, we're sitting there, we're like, well, how do we get people to buy this thing? So we did this crazy, we call it the gorilla stunt story. I bought a gorilla suit. I don't know why, but I bought this giant gorilla suit. I got in this gorilla suit. We barged into a class at our university. He's got the boombox on. I'm in the gorilla suit, and we're in front of 3,000 college students who are our potential customers of this product. And I'm holding up these signs like, hey, do you want an A on your next exam? This is what you need to get, betterwaystostudy.com. And we did the stunt. I leave the classroom, we go to the bar, we start hanging out. And next thing I know, my phone goes off for our first $5 sale. And every like 5 minutes after that, it was a $5 sale. And by the end of the semester, we generated $5,000. And my entire life was blown away by this world of digital products. And I eventually connected digital products and sales funnels when I was at my last job. And I left that job and never turned back ever since. And since then, I've been teaching people and showing people how to launch successful digital product businesses using sales funnels.
So LaurieAnn, see, it's not just me who knows how genius this is. What do you think about all this?
I think that's amazing. I mean, going from where you were and learning all about this and generating that kind of income is just amazing.
It is amazing. And I will tell you what's crazy about it. So McKenna at 17 took a $19 product and turned it into a $25,000 week. I know, right? I mean, talk about like wildly crushing it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is good, because we'd never actually really taken the whole funnel thing seriously until COVID hit. We'd been doing other things, but I don't want to go back. No, I don't. And between that and affiliate, so what might you say to all my students out there who don't have their own product, but about the world of affiliate marketing? What do you
Sure.
think?
Yeah. So affiliate marketing is an amazing thing to do. There, of course, just like anything else, there's pros and cons, but ultimately, if you're just getting started online, doing affiliate marketing is a great thing you can do. I've experienced with affiliate marketing. What's great about it is that you don't have to create your own product from scratch.
Right.
And a lot of the things that stops people is that the first thing I get from a lot of people is like, I don't have a product. I don't have an idea. What do I do? And I'm like, well, do you want to learn internet marketing? And they're like, yeah, I want to make money online. And I'm like, well, you can sell someone else's product. It's like the ultimate training wheels to learning how to generate income using the internet. And you don't have to start from scratch. You can sell someone else's products. Typically, people that let you in to be affiliates, they have all the resources, they have all the marketing collateral, and ultimately you get to learn how to become a marketer and how to sell online without having to like go through all this process of building things yourself. So if you're interested, affiliate marketing is definitely a great way to get started.
I absolutely think so. Who's one of your all-time heroes?
Michael Jordan.
Oh gosh, and if you have not seen The Last Dance, you must. I did not know much about Michael. I really didn't. I know I certainly knew his name and his shoes, but that documentary changed my entire perception. I'm addicted to watching this man fly through the air. I don't know what he does, but oh my God, why is he a hero of yours?
Because Michael Jordan he kind of represents the will to win on anything he does. His competitive spirit and nature is something I gravitate towards a lot because he just refused to accept losing, right? There's times he did lose, don't get me wrong, like we all go through those failures and losses, but he is someone that knows how to pick himself back up better and faster than ever. And ultimately he comes out on top. And I've never witnessed a more competitive human being in anything. It's not just basketball and golf, in whatever he's doing, he's just so competitive. And to see his growth as a human, he's almost on a whole nother level that I feel like a lot of people strive to be at, because he's reached something that most people, I think, have that desire someday. And for that, yeah, he's one of my mentors, heroes, someone I look up to.
I've got 2 minutes before our next break. Biggest obstacle you've overcome?
Biggest obstacle I'd overcome is in business and anything you do, you're going to be working on things. Specifically, I was working on a project for, 9 months, and it just failed. And I think that lesson kind of teaches you one very important thing, is that when you start something, when you do something, when you grow something, when you try to change something, you're ultimately going to go through a process where you're going to get kicked in the butt. And you have to know how to overcome that no matter what, and realize that failure is temporary, but giving up is permanent. So just realize that no matter what you do in your life, I mean, the biggest obstacle I've gone through is realizing that they're obstacles, but you can always overcome them.
You know, what's interesting, and I like listening to you, you got a plaque for $10 million in sales. That's an amazing moment. And part of it is because how you just said that statement. I just want everyone to hear the energy with which you talk, the directness, the confidence. Laurie, do you hear that? It just emanates. One of the things we're teaching in class right now is to get that almost a little bit of fake it till you make it, because not everybody is there, but if you can appear like you're there, you kind of win. All right, we're going to go off to my commercial break for the moment and dig just a little bit deeper. I've got one more segment before we end today's show. I've liked this a lot. I've got hundreds of people online saying things like, great advice, tell me more, how amazing. We only get the best guests right here on Forbes Factor. You know why? Because you get what you tolerate, and I want the best. So thank you for listening. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
All
These
clear.
were sound effects, I think. All right. So Blake, tell me, what's your girlfriend up to lately?
She's just working full time now. We both came down with COVID, unfortunately, but we're healthy now. We're back at it. She's doing her thing. She's working.
Wait, don't. It's not unfortunate. You're here. You survived COVID.
Yeah,
so now,
yeah.
All right. That's actually exciting.
Yeah, I'm like the phoenix that came through the ashes. COVID COVID, they think I got appendicitis too. Like this all just started happening. So one thing after another I've been going through, but it's again, an obstacle. It's temporary. And
No, you don't understand. Everyone's fearful of getting COVID because they don't want to die. You didn't die. You both didn't die. So tell us what it was like.
Honestly, to me, I was fortunate in the fact that it didn't hit me like I've seen some other people get hit with it, right? I know there's a lot of things happening on the media and you don't really know. It affects everyone differently, right? I had like the minor symptoms of it. I had some crazy muscle pain. They put me on like crazy antibiotics for it and stuff. But all in all, I never went through some of the horrific stories you hear of. I've had some business partners who unfortunately had the opposite. They went through the fever for 105-degree fever for 20 days. Crazy stuff. But for me, you know, I've been blessed to the fact that it probably hit me. I would equate it to me at least like a common cold. My girlfriend hit her a little harder. My business partner hit him a little harder. But yeah, the crazy thing about COVID is that you just don't know how it's going to affect you.
But the most exciting part is you got it and you're here. I think that's the thing that are freaking people out. Odds are we will all get it at some point. I know I was very, very ill when I got off a cruise in January. Don't know. I have not been tested. In fact, I was going to get tested and my fiance is like, do you need to know? Do you need to go into a hospital environment where you could get it again if you did? I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to stay home and I don't need to get tested. But I remember being really, really sick. Did we survive? Yeah. My advice to everybody, get healthy. So if you do get sick, you'll be fine. That means nutrition, movement, whether it's playing with a spin gym, getting your weight down, getting your blood pressure to a really healthy. Get healthy first before you start worrying whether you're wearing a mask or not. Yes?
Amen.
How do you think you got it, by the way? You know?
I think it's because I was out at a restaurant. I caught it.
Got it.
You are listening to the Forbes Factor. To call in with a question or comment, please call 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. Or send an email to Forbes@ForbesRiley.com. Now back to the show. Here's Forbes Riley.
All right, so Blake just dropped a bomb. Aside from the fact that he just got a $10 million plaque from Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels, which we just love, and LaurieAnn is also going through some of that education. He has now told us that he and his girlfriend and his business partner survived COVID. My conversation just changed 360. Because people are freaking out. It's going to kill you. It's not the Black Plague. It's not fun to get, but you survived. Tell us what it was like to go through that.
Yeah, so I actually didn't know I had it. Probably for a day. We were out one night and we were just hanging out, kind of low key. And I wake up the next morning and my business partner calls me and he says, dude, I feel really sick. And he was running a fever. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it because I was like, hey man, I hope you get better. Maybe you have like a cold or a flu. So 2 days later, he still feels really sick and he goes and gets tested and he's waiting. And by the whole time, I have no idea. I'm just like, I'm normal. He gets tested. And when he got his results back, he came back positive for COVID. And strangely enough, that day I started feeling a little weird. Like I started getting some crazy muscle tightness. I had a little bit of the cough, nothing crazy. I thought it was normal enough to where I was like, okay, I can't be the guy running around not knowing. So I went in and got tested, kind of quarantined myself until I got my results back. And sure enough, I get my results back that are positive as well. And if that wasn't enough, not too long after, I get appendicitis because I get to the hospital and they think there's a linkage between COVID and appendicitis. So they can't operate. They can't do surgery because I have COVID. It creates this it started getting weird. Doctors are coming in. They're like, we shouldn't operate right now. Like we're going to try the antibiotics. So long story short, I currently have some form of appendicitis in me. I'm on antibiotics. I have to test negative twice for COVID before I can go back to the surgeon and see what I need to do.
Okay, I won't go into why, but okay. Yeah. Anyway, but you're relatively healthy. You survived. I think so did your girlfriend.
Survived
and even if that is your partner had it, because I want us to stop not living our lives.
I agree.
I'm so afraid that, what we haven't really noticed is how the suicide rate has increased, how the abuse rate of young kids is off the chart right now. And no one's focusing on that. The craziness that happens in people's homes, especially when you quarantine them and you don't stop liquor sales. Just saying.
Correct.
Wow. All right. Well, that's congratulations. I'm glad that you're better. And I hope that it all works out.
I appreciate it.
All right. So Laurie, you've been on this kind of a how to build your business quest. This is a man who's kind of touched the pinnacle of that. What's a question for him?
Of course, in my industry, I would love to know more about it, because I think that that's one thing that I've been struggling with is getting my customers or in,
Okay,
right?
that's
Yeah.
a good
That
question.
is,
How do you get more customers?
Sure. How do you get more customers? That's a great question. Get it all the time. There's two ways to get customers. You're either going to collect them or you're going to create them. When you collect them, it's more people that already kind of know a little bit about what you, maybe not necessarily what you do, but the thing that you do, right? And you don't necessarily have to go create a new customer out of kind of, let's say, thin air, where they don't know who you are, completely cold traffic, let's say, brand new. The other side is there's customers. It's when you have to go create new customers, where it's like, it's a phase later on in your business where it's like, okay, I already have a ton of customers. Now I got to go make new customers. But all in all, it's really simple. Actually, you just set up a very simple, it's called a lead funnel, right? So just think of a 2-page, what's called a website to make it easy, right? 2-page website. And all you do on the front of it is you offer some type of value for free in exchange for someone's contact information, so you can start building a relationship with them. One of the most important things I ever learned from a mentor of mine, Dean Graziosi, he said, I remember talking to him a couple years ago, and I go, Dean, what's the strategy? What's the difference? And he's like, care, like actually care about your customer, and don't always, even when you can make a sale, don't always go for the quote unquote kill, like kill and provide value, care and provide value, and give them things that are actually going to solve their problems, and you're going to create fans for life. So ultimately, if LaurieAnn, if you're trying to get more more leads, more people aware about what you're doing, what you want to do is you just want to start directing people to a simple 2-page funnel. First page of the funnel says, hey, this is what I have for you. This is why it's going to solve this problem, or whatever it is. Maybe it's an ebook, maybe it's a PDF, maybe it's a video, right? Whatever it might be that you have. And then on the thank you page, you deliver what you promised. And as a result, you get to start building an audience of people that are raising their hands saying, hey, LaurieAnn, I'm interested in what you do and what you have. I want to learn more. And then now you can start building that list and communicating with them to ultimately sell more of your products or services or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish.
When do you see most people just kind of fail and fall apart when they go down your road? You've been very successful, but not everybody is.
I think a lot of the things when it comes to making money online, right? It's like, you can do it fast now. Okay. With when I went to college and entrepreneurship, it wasn't like it is where it's like, you have to have a business plan and all this crazy stuff, and you're going to build a business. It's going to take you, a year. With the internet, it can be done really fast. At the same time, I think a lot of people expect everything to just be extremely quick. And when things don't quite work out the way they want it to, I see a lot of people just give up or blame the solution or whatever it is. And at the end of the day, you got to put in work. A lot of people, I think you need to really research and learn what you're trying to do. Really take the time to understand the science of selling things online and marketing and following people that you want to be like. Like if I want to be a race car driver, right? I'm going to follow the person that is a better race car driver who's a few steps ahead of me, who's a few chapters ahead of me. I'm not going to follow someone that's not doing that. And I think a lot of people make the mistake is that they don't know who to follow. They don't know the coaches or the mentors to go after. And the best piece of advice I could give someone is, if you're trying to do something online, whatever it is, you want to sell tie-dye shoelaces, you want to sell an info product, whatever it is, right? Find someone doing that thing who's a couple steps ahead of you and watch them like a hawk. And you are going to learn more than anything could ever teach you just by watching that person, what they do. And I think it's a shame sometimes because people just give up when they're right on the verge of success. If they would just hang in there, put in a little more work and keep pushing forward.
Yeah, we call that 3 feet from gold, that you're just that close, but you gave up because you didn't know what you didn't know. And that's one of the reasons I provide a platform, a group that's not actually private, but it is application only, so that you can ask questions. You can find out, there's a lot of good mentors and not so good mentors. I hopefully stand on one of the good side. Also, I'm one of the only women out there at a certain level. And I think by the virtue that I'm a mom, I probably care too much. But I will tell you, that's actually serving me very well. And for many years when I would sell through television, I never met my customers. I didn't really, for the first couple of years of building funnels and writing emails, I sucked so bad. Because apparently you don't want to go, hey, I don't even people are yelling at me now when I text, I don't say good morning. I just get to the point. Well, apparently people need to be loved on a little bit more, a little nurturing. I do that a lot. So I had to learn. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I've done 2 billion in sales on television. And I had to learn how to write an email that was personal enough that somebody didn't think I was just kind of spamming them.
Yeah.
It's been very hard for me to unlearn this stuff and actually care, but it served me so well. My daughter, by the
Absolutely.
way, has taught me more about this. How old are you, by the way, Blake?
I'm 32.
Yeah, you want to know from people who are under 40. You just do. Us old. If you are alive when a phone was attached to a wall, you don't know shit.
Now.
Well, no, actually, you know what? But I will tell you, we know, but we do. Well, we know what we know, but there's a generational gap that my daughter's got a book coming out called "Every Company Needs a Kid," because we forget how to have imagination. We align ourselves with adult logic. She likes to call it. She's like, knock that off. She's like, that's not how people are successful. I'm sure, Blake, that you never thought you'd be doing a $10 million sales funnel, right?
Never. I think here's one thing I tell people is like, no one knows what they're going to build their thing into. Like, I'd be lying if I told you, yeah, I know that this is going to be 100 million one day. What happens is you stumble upon something and it sucks you in. The vision of it sucks you in, whatever it is, the passion, and you start becoming good at it. And as you start becoming good at it and you start doing it, you're like, okay, this is working out. Oh, this is working out better. Holy crap. I turned around 5 years and we're, hypothetical $100 billion business. But no one goes into something thinking that it's going to be, they might think it's going to be this massive thing, and that's great, but no one truly knows how big you're going to build something until it actually happens. And you turn around and you're like, wow, we did something amazing here. So yeah, I had no idea. Like, my goal when I first got started, you want to know what it was? It was to make an extra $500 a month. That's it. $500 a month. We're in. And then next thing you know, we X the hell out of it. So,
do you know, I love that you remember your first $5. I remember my first sale. I remember when Spingen was up on a television screen thinking, for the last year in my own private hell, because it was, the designing, the writing, the getting it manufactured, all the stuff that we went through. And I remember just staring at it like, does anybody realize how freaking cool this moment is? Like, and then the sales came in, and I will tell you, it is a goal worth achieving. Getting that first sale online feels crazy good. It really does. I can remember one day, I'm also an affiliate to Mr. Funnel Man. I woke up and there was $600 in my affiliate account. Next day it was $2,400. I'm like, oh my gosh. But the difference about this is where I now teach, is that I woke up, there was $2,400 in my account, and I looked at it for quite a long time and thought, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to go teach somebody exactly what I just did. Mm-hmm. And literally within 2 days, I now had a class that said, hey guys, I can't guarantee this, but here's what I did. Here's the results I got. And then I made more money. And you're like, yeah, well, that's kind of innovative, right? Absolutely. That's the difference between a lot of the training that we're getting now, to literally sometimes build an airplane as it's taking off.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. I preach that too, which is amazing. It's like, we have this thing we call launch imperfectly. Like, get the thing off the ground, and it's going to be rickety. Like, the engine's about to fall out and the windows are blowing out, but at least you're launched and you're off the ground. It might not be perfect the first time or the second time or the 30th time, but at least you have something where you're off the ground and you can start working on it mid-flight. I think a lot of people make the mistake where they keep working on this thing, and it's just like, by the time they're done, it might look like a private jet, but it's still in the hangar and it's never going to see air. And I was scared of it, right? When I was launching things, I was scared that people were going to judge me. They were going to criticize me. And I was scared to get my work out to the world. And the moment I changed that mindset and I flipped it, you start actually making money. You'll never make money when things are hitting. You make money when you start launching them.
Well, you know why you're on the show today? Actually, I was going to tell you two different stories, but I wrote a bunch of screenplays and I was so nervous to get them out to the world. They were sitting in my desk and I recently just found them and I got up the courage. I don't know why I had to get courage to do this, but to get it out to the world. So I'm actually taking that advice in a different world. The other thing is, my daughter tells this amazing story about how she sold a product that didn't exist. She got on my Facebook Live one day when it first came out and said, look, my mom talks a lot. I'm going to sell a thing called Forbes Riley rant calls, $1,000 a piece. Who's in? 4 people said yes. I'm like, what are you doing? And then she said, well, how much would you teach for a year? I said, I don't know, like $8,000. By the way, she prefaced that right before she's made all these sales. She closed $12,000 in 15 minutes. But she'd also said before all that, hey, mom, could I get 50% of whatever I sell for you? I'm like, sure. So she made $6,000. I had to do all the coaching. And like, by the way, she had to go home that night though and build the funnel for what she'd sold because she made it up out of her head.
Yeah.
Laurie, biggest thing you'd like to share with everybody before we go? We've got about 2 minutes left.
Well, if I don't mind it, I've got actually a book coming out that I'm really excited about.
Tell me.
Makeup Not Required, How to Brand the True You. And in it, there are some exercises in regards to handwriting as well, that how to brand yourself through your handwriting and your signature as well.
What does makeup not required mean?
It means that a lot of people try and hide behind a mask when they're trying to brand themselves, and that's not required. You can be, ultimately, people are going to love you for who you are. If you're fake, they're going to feel it.
I love that, especially now that we can see everybody's face so close. Remind everybody how they can find out more about Miss LaurieAnn, get their handwriting analysis, get a better partner, better business partner, and really kind of explode their life by what comes out of their pen.
Pretty simple. Just go to iamthatgal.com. There's information there, and we do have some specials that we're going to have, and those will be listed on the website as well.
Awesome. You've been great to train. You've been a phenomenal coach and a mentor. So back at you for all of that. Blake, something you'd like to leave my audience with for the week?
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone watching, appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. You're following someone who's a rock star. If you're trying to do something, if you're trying to make a change, if you're trying to launch something using the internet, always remember, get it out to the world. Speaking on that last thing, you have to get your stuff out to the world. People will criticize you. Get ready for it, but it's okay, because never let that derail you. All right. You're meant here to do something amazing. You have a purpose. Never let someone's opinions and thoughts in a moment derail your efforts of what you want to pursue, and keep pushing things forward. So whatever you're working on right now, go announce it to the world that you're going to let everyone see it very soon, and your entire life is going to change on that.
Oh man, Blake, this has been so good. Say hi to your girlfriend for me, LaurieAnn. I love you. I'll see you guys in class. We're doing mastermind tonight. Blake, if you want to pop by, let me know. You can just do a little shout out to my audience. And for all of you at home, don't let the perfect ruin the good. Get started, work on your agile, just launch. And if you need any support, we're right here at Forbes Riley's Inner Circle, right on Facebook. It's free. Come join us. To all my family, friends, and my amazing producers. I'll see you guys again next week, right here on the Forbes Factor. Bye.
All clear, Forbes. Great show.
God, I love my team. Like you both brought such beautiful energy to this show. Blake, I'm actually, do me a favor. Give me, you know what? I'm going to turn off Facebook. So to all my, everybody, by the way, you're still out there. There's almost, I don't know, we've had 7,000 people look at what we're doing so far.
Wow.
So yeah, so but we don't have to rush at this moment. A lot of our friends and fans, Laurie, why don't you say something to all your fellow students real quick?
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad that you watched. I know that there's a few on my watch party that are there too. I love you guys for your support. And Sumit, special person, thank you for coming on board with me.
Same thing with all my team. So at Blake, you've got some of my favorite students like Christian and Donna and Susan all saying hi and thank you for the info. They are studying funnels right now. They're getting their free gifts together. They've perfected being on camera. Let's drill down a little bit more, if you don't mind. What's the next level of focus and attention that you really need to get to the level that you're at?
Funny enough, it's focus. I made the grave mistake getting started. So if you're right now and you're nailing down the funnel stuff and the messaging and the offer, and you can nail that down, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of opportunity and things coming your way. And don't make the same mistake I did, where you want to chase shiny object syndrome. We all know, I call it the next butterfly. Always remember why you started on your thing and keep pushing that one thing forward. Okay. Don't focus on more. You're going to become successful with the funnel stuff when you know deep down that what it is you're working on is the one thing you want to pursue. And always remember to have a laser focus on that thing. Okay. So if you can really create an opportunity for people that solves a problem that they have, and you can wrap it into a beautiful message that articulates it effectively, the offer that you're promising fulfills on it, and you wrap the entire thing up in a funnel that actually delivers this entire experience, the world is yours. And you're creating a skill set that you can take with you into the foreseeable future that no one can take away from you. Honestly, it is the best thing you could ever do in your life, because the skill sets you're going to learn in digital marketing can be applied to relationships and with your family and your friends and and whoever it is that you're after. You can take these skill sets to all different facets of your life, and it's really truly an indispensable thing.
That was powerful. You got some massive thumbs up for that one. What's how important are mentors in your life personally?
Mentors are really important. I'm the type of person, when I first get, then this is just me. I don't think a lot of people might relate to this, but I'm always about failing first. But the second I get a little glimpse of success, the first thing you want to do is find a mentor that you can follow, right? That's why all of you are following Forbes, because you understand the power that she brings and the success that she's had in her career. It's someone you want to take advice from, because what the mentor is going to teach you is everything, so you don't make all these mistakes going about it alone. Like incomprehensible amount of knowledge you could gain from someone that's already paved the trail. So you're not out there trying to figure things out on your own. You can just follow this beautiful road that's laid in front of you by someone who's pioneering just a few steps ahead of you. So honestly, not having a mentor at some point in your career seems ludicrous to me. It's the best learning thing you could ever imagine for, is following someone that has been there and done it. You can't ask for anything better.
Drop the mic. Do you have a mastermind that you're part of or that you created?
I don't have a mastermind. I'm actually, we're working on group coaching programs and stuff for funnels. We do have a program to teach people how to launch a digital products business. And we're just busy working on creating things to truly help people supplement or create a full-time income using the internet.
I adore you. This was so nice to connect. I'm going to turn off Facebook for all you guys. Thank you so very much. I'm going to take it off.